Okay, we are live. Sorry, guys, we started a little late. Well, I started a little late. It's my fault. We are going to pin Lo or tag Lo now, so we can get tonight's convo started. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello.
Hey.
Okay, all right.
Hola.
Is reality versus
Let's see.
reality versus potential. This should be an interesting topic tonight
Oh,
with your spouse. I should say spouse. With your significant other. All right. Hello, guys. I'm waving. Hello. Yeah, I'm so tired. I told you.
long day.
It's been a long day. I literally walked in the half an hour ago. Anyway, how you feeling? How's this week for you?
I am ready for this week to be over. Over. Very over. Like, tomorrow's Friday, though. Thank gosh. Happy Friday almost.
God, thank God. Yeah. But weekends turn into grind mode too. Like I gotta work on weekends now with all these pop-up shops and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to the weekend. But anywho, let's jump into tonight's conversation. What are we talking about today?
Okay, reality versus potential. So, I kind of want to kick it off with how you define both, right? So how would you define potential and how would you define reality?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
um, when I think of this, I think of like timing in my relationship, right? Because it's like you can see the good in somebody, but sometimes like they may not be fulfilling that bigger picture, if that makes sense. I feel like only time can actually tell if their potential can actually become like their real life situation. So potential, I define potential in anybody as you are capable or you have the ability to let me see. You have the ability to be the person or be the man that I need, right? Like have all the qualities, you have the person, like you have everything like checked off the list, but it's not like it's like you're holding back,
Yes.
right? Um, reality is like everything I'm looking for, boom, you're showing it to me. Like everything that I need, everything that I want to hear, everything that I want, I'm getting without even having to like ask for. Whereas potential is like I can see you, like you're on the way, but like you're lacking showing
Mm-hmm.
me, if that makes sense.
So,
Um,
yeah, no, that makes sense. Um, Same way. I feel like now with me, it's like potential is something that is what I see in you, right?
right.
Now, if I see potential in you and you don't really see it in yourself, that's where that potential never becomes reality, right?
Yeah,
If I say, hey, I see you being something big, I see you making millions of dollars and finding your passion and growing in your career, and you don't see that for yourself, then it's never going to happen. So that potential never becomes a reality.
Reality, facts.
And that gets tricky because it's like you can't really force your vision on somebody else, even if they have that potential. And then that turns into the question, like, how long do you wait for somebody to realize their potential and actually make it a reality, or to take steps to making it a reality? And I think, like, for me personally, on first dates, I ask, like, what is your 5-year goal? Like, what's your 10-year goal? Because I'm the type of person, I have goals. Like, I have short-term, long-term goals to make my potential become a reality, right? So if I ask you that question and you really have no idea, or you really just, or my famous answer is, well, I never really thought about it, that's a red flag for me. Because that's you being complacent, right? And that's even if I push you and I do whatever I need to do on my end to try to make you make that potential into reality, you don't want it for yourself.
Yeah.
So it's never gonna happen.
Yeah. That is like real facts. That is facts, honestly. And I feel like you said, it is a red flag too when because what leads to that is you're not taking the initiative to do certain things, right? Like, is one thing that frustrates me the most is when I feel like I have to tell you to do things I feel like a man should already be doing. Like, you don't need any kind of like person telling you, hey, do this, do that. Like taking out the garbage, or if I'm doing this, you should be helping me out with that. Like, that is a red flag too. So you taking the initiative, like, that shows a lot. And I feel like that's kind of like coincides with, okay, I see you, like you have the ability to do it. It's just like I need to like push you, like for it to come into like fruition, like reality, we're saying. So
have you ever had a situation that, because like, I don't need to kick it off too crazy in the beginning, but I've been in situations where I have been the pusher, like, you should do this, you should like go out for this job, like do this, like this is a smart move for you. And it didn't happen in the span of that 4-year relationship I was in. And that's the reason why I broke it off, because I'm like, all right, I see your potential never becoming a reality. And then probably like 3 years after we were together, now he has all his shit together. And it's like, all right, you can't. Like, have you ever been in a situation where it's like, not question if you walked away too soon, because nobody has time to wait years for somebody to really figure out their life. But where you had a situation that you were in and you walked away because they weren't being that person as you envision them, and then they ended up,
doesn't, oh my MG, doesn't always happen like that. How can I answer this question? Because I feel like any kind of situation I go in, I can already see that in you, right? It's just a matter of what you're showing me up front, right? If I feel like, how can I say this? Because I've been in situations where like I've dated people that literally like did everything that they were supposed to do, told me everything, that I wanted to hear. But as soon as I like ask, how can I say this, damn, without sounding so like confusing? If I feel like I'm requesting more, if I feel like I need to tell you like, hey, I know you're doing A, B, and C, but I also need D, E, F, G. And if I feel like you can't give that to me, I automatically walk away. So with me, it's like, I don't know, because I don't know what they're doing in their relationships, honestly. Because once I judge you, like,
but not even like relationship wise, in terms of like career wise, because that was my issue. Like,
I know.
I'm working. Actually, I wasn't working. I'm sorry. This was college, but I did. It went from college, and it went from to me having a job. And in college, everybody is broke, and whatever the case may be. But both of us are living off that little money that my mom is sending me every 2 weeks or so. That $200, I made stretch. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
And it was kind of like, all right, I'm setting myself up for success.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing? All right, like, potential for me is like, all right, I can see you taking those steps to get to where you're going. That's
Mm-hmm.
the only way I would stay around for potential.
Yeah.
If I
Okay.
see you trying.
Yeah.
Now, if you're so comfortable in being complacent, that's a trigger for me, and I have to go. And maybe the reason why you got your life together is because I was the
I love.
person that let you go. You
Yeah.
know, because of that thing. Because you know why I broke up with him,
Mm-hmm.
but that may have been that fire he needed, and you know, it's nice to see that like actually work out in the long run. But it's like, dang, I struggle.
Yeah.
I
Now,
struggle.
so what is your max wait time to see potential becoming a reality thing? What is your like? How many months? How many weeks? How many years do you see yourself waiting to see something? Like you said, if he's trying, cool. And that's another question too.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say he's trying,
Mm-hmm.
but like it's still not clicking with you. Like it's just not happening. He's trying though, but it's not to the level you need him to be at. I don't know why my phone just.
Okay, that's tricky, right? Because I will fully admit seeing in the potential in people is my weakness, right? If
Yep.
I see the potential in you, I've had the tendency in the past to stay way longer than I should have
Mm-hmm.
and suffer through it way longer than I should have. And um now I'm older. You know what I'm saying? Like now it's just like I
Time.
don't really have the time to
Right.
wait on somebody that is just not getting to it and not getting it together and you know not making steps because I'm constantly the way my mind works. I'm constantly thinking of I like money. I'm constantly thinking of
Yeah.
my next money move. I'm constantly thinking
Yeah.
of how I can be super comfortable, how I can be in the living space I want to be, how I can be, you know, in DC with my floor to ceiling windows. Like
Yeah.
that's how my mind constantly works. So it's just like I am tired
Yeah.
24/7,
Yeah.
but this is the time to be tired. This is the time to make things happen. Like, you know, I don't have any dependents other than my dog, you know, so it's like I have the time. Like, I don't know how you do 10,000 things you do and being a whole awesome mom, too. I don't know how you do it, but God knew I couldn't handle that. I don't know how you do 10,000 things, y'all. If y'all know Shay, she does 10,000 different things. I can't even keep up, and I'm her manager. Makes sense, like, but you know. So in terms of me almost being 31,
Thanks.
sorry, moment of silence for my
You
youth.
want me to do that? I feel like I have to do the Kevin. I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop. Sorry. Go ahead.
Moment of silence for my youth. But you know, I am not where I want to be,
Yes.
and not saying that everybody has a time limit,
Yeah.
but you know, we both have to be hustling. We both have to be scraping and trying to get it. Like, I don't ever want to be in a situation where it is like I have a family with somebody and I'm the sole breadwinner. Like,
Yep.
and because that's never, you know, that's not how I was raised. I'm
Mm-hmm.
all for partnership. I'm all for 50-50. And if you can't offer me that, or if you don't have ambition,
Mm-hmm.
because then that's like, I think long term, like we have kids together, if you don't have an ambition, that's what they're seeing, like,
Seeing,
you know,
get
and
it.
think it's okay. So I don't know. Years is a lot. Years. A year is a lot of time to dedicate, to potential alone. Because it's not just like, oh, I see their potential. It's like you're in the mud with them,
Right.
trying to push them, and that's extra stress on you.
Right. Yes. Absolutely. Yes. Yep. Damn. I don't got nothing to say. Yes. Absolutely.
It's
Some make
tricky also because as Aquarius, we are very like nurturing,
mm-hmm.
and we're very much like, what can I do for
Do
you? And like that is definitely our downfall, because we're draining ourselves for somebody who is really not,
mm-hmm.
you know, deserving of that. Like, I will drain myself for you. Like, I will drain my energy for you if I see you getting up and going to work and applying elsewhere, and making your side hustle work and doing all of that, and figuring out a way to double what you have and thinking big, and then things like that. Cool.
Yeah.
I got you. I got your back. What can I do to help? But if you're so complacent in me having your back,
Mm-hmm.
or me being there, that's when I have a problem.
And I had a I that was my bad habit when I was younger too, because I wanted him to feel like, yo, the whole ride or die shit. Like, you know what I mean? I wanted you to know, like, I have your back no matter what the situation is. So I definitely put myself in positions where I feel like, did my camera just, yeah? Why do people feel like they could
I can
call
hear
me
you.
on Instagram? Like, text me, like, hello. Anyway, um, yeah, so that was my definitely downfall in the past, where I tried to do everything so you felt like you weren't in this by yourself. And
Mm-hmm.
then he would get to the point where it's like the whole manipulation thing. Like, let's say I didn't do something one time, it's like, damn, like you don't got my back. So then
I
me
think
as being like having a young mind, I'm like, yo, like I should have, you know what I mean? So it's like throughout my rest of my relationships, I just felt like I needed to be that person. But
mm-hmm.
like I said, like if I'm doing all this for you, what energy I have for me?
Exactly.
That's an automatic red flag. Like if
And
I'm
if you
if
look
I'm
back
it's hard
on
for
those relationships, it's like, well, what did I get out of that? And like,
exactly.
sometimes people don't want to think like that because they think like it's selfish or whatever the case may be. But if I am doing better alone than I am with somebody, then it's
Right.
only right for me to evaluate, what the do I get out of this? You know what I'm
And
saying? Because you
without
gotta take care of yourself first.
so because that's my issue too. Like I hate feeling like, okay, I have it to give, but I'm telling you, no, I'm not going to give it to you because I need you to get it for yourself first. So, how do you, because we're kind of like the same, right? So, how do you like stop feeling guilty for saying no? Like, do it yourself, even though you have the ability to do it. I'm fighting these demons like till this day.
I am
You have the
really
ability
bad
to do
at
it.
that.
When
If
do you say
I
no?
love you, like how I show my love is showing up and acts of service. That's how I show my love. Like, so
Yeah.
if I love you, friendship, relationship, whatever the case may be, me
Hmm.
saying no cringes me. Like, it's very, very hard, and it's a very rare occurrence when I do be like, nah. But if I do, I feel like I need to explain myself. So I haven't gotten to the stage where I could just say no
Oh,
and
right.
be like, it's a no. That's it. I have to be like, No, but let me tell you why. No, because I can't do this and this. And no, because, and I've been
It's true.
in, yeah, I've been in friendships and relationships where I've said no and it's been like World War III
Yeah.
because I did it to myself though, because they're
Yeah.
used to me always saying yes.
Yeah. Yes.
So I
Yeah.
set myself up for that failure.
Yeah.
Um, and like, to me, I tell everybody, especially like in a relationship standpoint, like when I first started dating somebody, I'm like, I give chance after chance after chance until one day I wake up and it's like something clicks in my brain and it's like,
Yes. Yep. Yep.
what are you doing?
Yep.
And once that clicks in my brain,
It's a
you're
wrap.
never going to get the same me.
It's a wrap. Yep.
You are never going to get the same me.
It's
And going back to that example that I had with the past relationship, my click was, I think I told you this. I was helping him out and I'm in New York. We're 8 hours away at this point. It was long distance when a little bit after I graduated, right? Still trying to make it work. He was like, he didn't have no food, da da da. He didn't have no money to get nothing. He was in between jobs. So I'm like, dang, I can't let my man not eat. You know what I'm saying? I'm in 8 hours away.
right.
But
Right.
I'm worried about you eating, right? So I'm like, what can I do? What can I do? Now he lives where I went to school, so I'm like, all right. So I know Domino's number, right? And I knew his address. So I'm like, let me just order him something and then have it sent to the house, right? Anybody would be like, oh my God, you're such a good girlfriend.
Yeah.
No. The man called me. Hey. The man called me and was like, why'd you order me a pizza? Mind you, I got a large, okay? Multiple toppings, okay? With my little coins at the time, I was only making $30,000 at my salary job, And I got you a large, and I sent it like from New York. What?
Right.
He called me and was like, "Why did you get this? Why did you? I didn't want this. I wanted some wings." That was my wake up call. You didn't want this. You wanted some wings, but you're starving. You didn't eat in days. Beggars can't be choosers. I'm trying to do you a favor.
See,
And he was so serious. And that's when I realized, like, I have made it so comfortable for this man to do nothing and expect everything. Literally. And that's on nobody but me. I made it comfortable. He was used to getting what he wanted from me.
so question, because this is gonna tie into like our whole red flags debacle we had last week, right? In this journey, um, I would have let that nigga start. I'm done.
Yes.
In this journey of figuring out, okay, is he just potential or is this something that could be a realistic situation? What are some, because you had to have been seeing like flags, right? Whether they
Like,
were green, orange, yellow, red, purple, whatever. So what
for
are
sure.
some things that what are some red flags or even some flags that you were noticing for that until that one day click where you were like, all right, this situation is like, he gotta go.
Okay.
Even if it's
Biggest red flag for me, biggest red flag, and that was not only in that situation, but my biggest red flag with that person was, again, when I was living in that area, like I have an income because God bless my mama's heart, she was giving me an income, but I was also living in an apartment, so, and driving a car, so she's sending me $200 a month. I'm still need to, Walmart is a thing down there. I need to eat, but now I'm paying for two. I'm letting you drive the car, all of that. That's gas. My biggest thing was
you
he was.
let him,
I
yeah,
did. I younger. I was like 20, 22, 23, losing my mind. And this is why I am the way I am today.
I thank God I had an older brother because there was no way.
And you have to understand, I was in Virginia sugging it by myself. I didn't have no family down there.
Right.
You know, so I was learning life experiences
Right.
with people that was the same age, people that are the same age as me. You know, we didn't really have like any older people, and then if it had older people, they were maybe like a year or two older. So it was kind of like, we're going through the same thing, girl. You can't really tell me.
Right.
But yeah, biggest red flag was he'd get a job easily. Easily get a job. Maybe 2 weeks. Yeah, I didn't like it, so I quit. And it's like, my problem is not with you quitting. My problem is with you quitting prior to you getting another source of income.
Right.
So you feel comfortable in quitting because you knew I was gonna figure it out. You knew you was gonna eat. You knew you were gonna have a place to stay. You knew you were gonna have a car to drive. So why not? What do I have to be at this job and suffer for? And you quit. And then it continued when I came to New York. I didn't necessarily like my job. When I came back to New York, I worked 3 jobs because, I mean, I got cut off after college. That's it. You know, I worked 3 jobs, and I am also factoring the transportation, me going back down to see you, all of this, me doing things like putting your phone. I was doing everything. You understand? And you're getting jobs and you're quitting them because it just wasn't something you wanted to do. And it's like, you think that I want to work 3 jobs? You think that was my, like,
dream?
No, I didn't have a social life, you know, but I did it because I needed income. So that was my biggest red flag in that situation. Like, and that's when I realized, like, you know what? And the problem might have been me because, like I said, once, like now, I mean, we haven't spoken in years, but last time we had a conversation, he was doing well. He had his own spot, whatever. Very proud of him. But the problem might have been me because I made it comfortable for him. He had to be uncomfortable to change his habits.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. With me, my biggest red flag was you claimed you loved me. You claimed I was your best friend and all of this, and we were in this together. But he wouldn't communicate, right? And he felt the need to like hide and lie about certain things, right? And it's like, but we're in this together. You love me. We're best friends. So why do you feel the need to like hide or lie to me about something? Like this one situation where lost his job, me thinking he waking up every morning going to work. I didn't know until like literally like a month later, you're unemployed.
Girl, been there.
I'm like, where are you waking up and going? Where were you going?
Girl, I've been there.
I was working 2 jobs at the time and all of that. I had other things going on. So it's like, you saw me out here, like, you know, busting my ass or whatever to make things, you know, my normal schedule. You can say, like, yo, like, I'm not working right now. Like, let me take the load off of you for this one thing. Like, if you need this, you need that, or whatever, grocery shop. I would literally, like, go to work, grocery shopping, come back home. You were home all day. You could have picked up the groceries, cooked, whatever. I still have to come home and do all of that. You tell me you was faking this whole time. It would have been so easy. Us having a conversation, cool. You lost your job. We'll figure it out. We'll, spice up your resume, apply to these other jobs. Even while I'm at work, I don't mind finding jobs for you or helping you with your resume. And cool, you probably you would have had a better job.
So can I ask you
The whole
something?
month.
Did you feel a little guilty, like when you found out he did, like, lost his job and didn't tell you? Like, did you feel like, am I not approachable in that situation? You know?
No.
I felt guilty. I felt guilty for a hot
Oh,
second because I definitely had the same thing happen where I am going to sleep with somebody every night, and
yeah.
every morning he get up, He put on his little construction vest, the boots, the hard hat, walked me to the train, and I'm thinking he went off to work. No, the man used to sit in his friend's house and smoke weed all day, and I found out from his mother that he didn't have a job. Yes. So I fully understand. And at that, because he used to always say, "Oh, Lauren, we're from different worlds, we're from different worlds," I was like, dang, like, does he feel like I'm that bougie or I'm that like materialistic that I would just drop him as soon as he lost his job? Like that the reason he needed to lie about it. But
I'm
then
gonna
I
answer.
got over that real fast because then I
Yeah,
found out that he lied
about
about
to
it.
answer that question
Oh.
before someone asks the question, but I'm going to answer yours too. For that split second, yes, in the back of my mind, because I feel like us as women too, if anything goes wrong in our relationship, we're always looking at ourselves like, damn, maybe if I did this, maybe if I did that, maybe. So for a split second, yes. But
Mm-hmm.
you're talking about us being together for years, bro. We done seen each other at our worst moments. I've held you down through your worst moments.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you start thinking about the bigger picture, like, okay, not only did you not lose your job, but like I said, you saw me out here busting my ass where I didn't even need to go that hard because you were home.
Yeah.
I didn't have to come home and do laundry and cook and clean the bathroom and well, you're at home, bro. So my thing is if it did not need to get to that point. Like
Mm-hmm.
you allowed it, and my thing is I'm even more now thinking about it because it's like, bro, it, it's like you're not considering what I have to go through or like what
Yeah.
I did. You know what I mean? So
It's
you decided
definitely selfish
to,
mindset. Shit.
yeah, you decided to just live your best life these
Mm-hmm.
past couple of weeks. Granted, you might have been applying to jobs or whatever, but you still be out here like. And that now, at one point, you said, you know what? You could even say, okay, like I took the week off. Let me help you with You didn't even do that. You know what I mean? So when you start thinking about the bigger picture, no, that guilt went away real quick.
Yeah.
Um, Isabelle, hi. He said, I have a question. I'm a nigga, so I know niggas. Oh Lord. Why do y'all ladies approach men without a functioning differentiation in relation to what role nigga can play and which role he cannot? In relation to what role, okay, into what role a nigga can play and which role he cannot.
Uh,
Without, okay, so he's asking why we're not coming to the table with a plan of like what his role is and what our role is. Is that what he's asking? Can you see the question?
yeah, I'm a little if that's the question, then I can answer that because I have a plan, honey.
Ladies, okay, so let me read it. Why do y'all ladies approach men without a functioning differentiation? Say that word, differentiation,
In which relation with I think he's saying what you said, like,
right?
if we approach men,
Right.
we should kind of have an idea of what they're
Of
gonna
what
be and not just see everybody as
equal.
like somebody that you could potentially date. Feel free to comment if that's not what you're saying. But if that's what you're saying, I definitely do.
Yeah, I
One,
agree.
I never shoot my shot. I'm not an approacher. I don't approach men. But in the 5 minute conversation, I can have it in my head of what you're gonna be
Mhm.
in my life, or if you're gonna be in my life at all. Like,
Yep.
not a plan. What I mean is, certain men can only provide certain things based on who they are and where they're at. Um, I don't believe that. I feel like you can always change your circumstances. So, and a lot of times men sell dreams. Like,
I think
men sell dreams. Like,
you
oh, I had somebody tell me, like, oh, I have an engineering degree. I'm just like some people you connect with.
so you're asking so the person I'm connecting with isn't providing what I need.
Some you can date. private things based on who they are and where they're at. Some people you can, some you can date.
You want to come
Okay.
on? I'm gonna invite.
Yeah, you want to jump on live with us so you can explain like what you're trying to say?
I requested. Let's see if he accepts. Some you can date, some people you connect with. So you're saying I'm confused. Hello.
Yo,
Hello.
what's good? What's good?
I need you to elaborate a little bit more.
Okay. What I meant honestly is like the issue I see happening with women a lot is like women they don't necessarily differentiate like what's going on with a nigga and what should be done with a nigga based off of who the nigga is, based
Okay.
off of how the nigga acts, based off of how the nigga talks, based off of what the nigga is showing you in real time. You know what I'm saying? And niggas do a lot of funny shit. People do a lot of funny shit. Like, we living in a very toxic time. Motherfuckers is toxic. So, that being said, like, me personally speaking as a man, it's going to be some women that I can talk to. It's going to be some women I can date. It's going to be some women I can fuck. It's going to be other women I can build with. It's going to be other women that I can see something long-term happening with. And there's other women that I know this shit ain't going past the block.
Yeah.
So, for that reason, that helps me navigate situations so much better. You know what I'm saying? It helps me keep myself aligned. It helps me keep my chakras good. You know what I mean? It keeps me in balance and it keeps me at neutral, so I'm not moving to the left too heavy and I'm not going to the right too extreme. And I don't have to worry about a situation where I've put myself out there to such a far extent that a nigga can just have me wayward based off of what is going on and whoever this person chooses to be in the situation. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all said, y'all have people lying to you about going out with hard hats on heads and all this other shit. You feel me? Like that right there is a little OD. You
Yeah.
leave the crib, you
Crazy.
walking motherfuckers to trains and shit, my nigga. You know what I mean? You need to get yourself together in a way that, only a therapist can provide. If you willing,
Preach.
if you're willing to invest that heavily in a charade, then my nigga, maybe you should just be an actor. You know what I'm saying? Because you're playing a role other than the role that you're supposed to be fulfilling for a woman in the life. And my thing is like, this is why I say to safeguard a situation, men and women. You know what I'm saying? Before you even let a motherfucker get to that point where they in your house. You know what I mean? Before they even have keys. Before niggas can even infect your space, to the point where you would need disinfectant to clear it. You know what I mean? You have to be in line with who that person is and what your needs are. And, you can't be allowing motherfuckers to just invade the space to begin with. You know what I'm saying? So my question is to just women in general. Because I have a lot of female friends, I got family members, whatever the case. And the shit that I be noticing is like, yo, sometimes you gotta give somebody what they worth in the sense of, sometimes a motherfucker is just for a laugh. Sometimes a motherfucker is just for a conversation. Other motherfuckers is for time being spent. Other motherfuckers is for actual plans to be made and things to be laid down and to be built with. But a lot of the time, women apply a little too much to niggas that ain't gonna be doing half the shit that's in their head.
Right.
You know, like, yo, if it's about some dick, get some. If it's about some dick, then get some. And understand that it shouldn't go past that based off of what a motherfucker is showing you. Otherwise, you're gonna be putting yourself in a position, that's disadvantageous to you, to your situation, to your body, to your health, to your spirit, to your pussy. You know what I mean? Like, yo, you gotta get yourself together. Because otherwise, motherfuckers niggas ain't gonna take care of you regardless. Regardless to, because they gotta take care of themselves too. So that being said, you just have to you gotta marshal your mindset in a way that's gonna help you. Like, your topic is, potential versus reality. You have to live in the real. You know what I mean?
You better preach.
That potential shit is cool. But you gotta remember, the future is an abstract construct. The only shit that's definitive is the past and the present. So if you going off a nigga past when a nigga was not rocking, and you living in the present where a nigga's currently not rocking, what the fuck make you think that in the future shit is gonna change for the better? You know what I'm saying? So you gotta get yourself together. You can't let a nigga trick you off the block. You know what I'm saying? You can't let a nigga trick you into the crib. You feel what I'm saying? Because realistically, especially when we talking about women biologically lose time in ways that men don't have to suffer through or suffer for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you gotta keep that shit in mind. Real shit. You know what I'm saying? If you see two niggas and two niggas is friends, and you can fuck with a nigga on the left or fuck with a nigga on the right, like you should know what you get into fucking with both niggas. Real shit. You should know what both niggas can do. Like if this nigga right here on the left is only good to fuck, like yo, fuck that nigga, leave him alone after.
Yeah.
Don't try to build no family with that man. Because realistically, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage. Because the nigga can only do what the fuck he can do. You feel me? So you gotta chill, you gotta hold it down, and you can't have yourself in a situation where, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna be tricked out of your space because you was never in the proper balance or proper space to begin with.
That is facts.
Like, I'm not gonna hold you. Like, you know, I do a lot. Now, I've been out here in the field, you know what I'm saying, day in, you know, in relationship. I haven't had too many relationships, and the reason why I don't have too many relationships is because, yo, you gotta treat that shit like your last dollar bill, man. You ain't gonna spend that. You ain't just gonna spend that free. You know what I'm saying? In order for you to make that last purchase with the last ends that you got, it gotta be worth something. You gotta know that you're getting something out of that, cause you on your last right now. We ain't out here freewheeling and free spinning. You feel me? But when it's time to give it up for real, you need to know what it is that you're investing in, what it is you're banking towards. You feel me? So if a nigga or if a woman hasn't given you that reason to invest, what the fuck are we talking about? For real. Oxygen is free. Water is free for the most part. Like, yo. So is this.
Being thirsty is what
you know what I mean? So you gotta hold it down. You just gotta, you know. So that was the question, you know, and that was the mindset behind the shit. Because yo, otherwise it's gonna be conversations like this being had over and over again.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
Based off of, you know, expectation versus potential versus all this other shit. Like, yo. And you're never gonna be talking about moving forward. You feel me?
I fully agree with everything you said. Me personally, I mean, now I'm in a relationship, but prior to that, I was like that, and I wasn't in a relationship for a long time because I learned to be like that. But like me back in the day, it was like, oh, I like you. I want to show you everything. I want to bring you in. I want to help you. I want to love you. You know what I'm saying? And I had to realize that I was only damaging myself. And I was only taking from, like, pouring from my cup to fill somebody else's, but then I'm empty, you know? So that was not working. Single Lauren, after those situations, was like, no, I can tell of that. Like, I'm not dealing with that for that. Or I'm dealing with this for fun. Or, yeah, this is not going to go anywhere. So, but as a woman, too, you get, I got, oh, you're moving like a nigga. Like, or you're,
he not you.
Like, or it got like, oh, you don't have emotions, or you. No, I have emotions, just not towards you because you're not the person to have emotions towards. Like, or it's like, oh, you know, you be acting like this, you're gonna be alone forever. No, I'm just not gonna deal with somebody like you. You know, take the time you have and take the piece of me that I'm giving you and stop complaining. Or if you want to continue to complain, then go your separate ways.
Yeah.
And guys don't like when a woman approaches a situation like that.
Do you agree with that?
I tell niggas cool. Like, if you tell me, like, I'm going to be alone forever, cool, then it's not bothering you. You feel me? Like, if I'm going to be alone forever, then, you know, what the fuck does it matter? Like, then cool. Let me be by myself. You know what I mean? Let me be in this room that I'm currently inhabiting with my TV on watching this basketball game. Let me be here. You know what I'm saying? And you be where the fuck you at. Because realistically, if we can't be where the fuck we supposed to be together, then it don't matter really don't matter who with who. You know what I'm saying? Because, and to answer your question, like I do agree in the sense that it's not a male or female thing. Like you got to realize that we all individuals and shit. And when it comes to connecting yourself to somebody in that type of way, it's a prioritization of other person's feelings over yours. You know what I'm saying? So you automatically going into the shit not getting what you want all the time because you got to prioritize somebody else's shit over yours in situations. You know what I mean? So that being said, if we gonna do that shit, then I need to be prioritizing, you know, towards your feelings, and you need to be prioritizing towards mine. And I also need to have some type of security that if I'm gonna do that, that I'm not gonna be a motherfucker that's just falling down on the ground. I need to be caught when I fall back. You know what I'm saying? Because a nigga like me might hit my head. You know what I mean? I need to make sure that I'm good. I need to make sure I'm confident. I need to make sure I'm supported. And if any of those shits is a question mark, then realistically speaking, then we don't need to go that far. We don't need to take it there. You know what I mean? There's other shit we could do. It's other shit we can do, and that don't make me more of a cold person. You know what I mean? That don't make me fucked up and less emotional. It don't. You know what I mean? What it makes me is like I said, potential versus reality. It's me being real. You know? And if I don't have no security, if I don't got nothing to bank towards and shit, then I ain't spending money with you. I'm not, you know, whether we talking about false currency or true currency. You dig? Like it's other shit to be done out here. It's other time. You know what I mean? Niggas ain't young forever. You know what I mean? So that being said, yo, I gotta marshal my forces and do what I can do with the time that I got. And I gotta make sure that I'm progressing in the way that I need to progress and shit. And if your shit is fucked up or you got emotional toxic issue problems and shit, because a lot of niggas out here is toxic. You know what I mean? Real shit. Just speaking from a personal standpoint and shit, you know, I done had some experiences, you know. It's some very toxic individuals out here. So that being said, man, like I don't have the time for it. And y'all ladies shouldn't have the time for it either. You know what I'm saying? Especially when men, you know, you end up carrying baggage that necessarily a man don't gotta carry. A nigga could put certain shit down that y'all gotta hold up and remain upright at all times with. You know what I'm saying? Like too many niggas, a lot of niggas is gonna be out here. A lot of niggas is gonna be more comfortable with y'all being a baby mother than a wife. You feel me? So that being said, just off of that alone, you know what I'm saying? You really gotta have your eyes, your ears, and everything else. You know what I mean? Attuned to this shit in a way, you know what I mean, that a nigga isn't necessarily going to, because realistically speaking, you know, when we get into it, the world is set up the way it's set up. This is a patriarchal system. You know what I mean? So again, should be disadvantageous, and just giving niggas the benefit of the doubt or giving niggas credit without ROI.
Period. Return on investment. You better preach.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with that. You feel me? I don't know what to do with that. You know, because it's just not something I would do. Period. You know, and any woman I speak to, I would preach. I would preach to don't do that shit. It's not worth it. Especially past a certain time in your life, past a certain age, like it's not even worth it.
Exactly.
Like, it's not worth it. You gotta hold that down.
I feel like, men, but like I said, men have that mind state at an earlier stage than most women do. Most women is like, okay, I learned that because of my experiences. Right? I'm not going into that situation like that unless I had somebody teach me the game from young, right?
Yep.
9 times out of 10, I'm going to experience all the trauma that these men are dishing out till I change my ways and not, have to go through that again.
I feel you. But it hurts my heart to hear it, not for nothing. That shit is crazy.
Yeah.
That shit is insane, like for real. Like the idea that you need to keep on hurting yourself or allowing yourself to be hurt in order to find something that's going to take hurt away from you. That shit make no sense. You know what I'm saying? So that's the type of mindset that, you know, that definitely right now in our minds and, you know, in our children and shit, that shit can't be allowed because, you know, whether, you know, when I have kids, if and when, whether I'm raising a son or whether I'm raising a daughter, like, yo, I'm teaching niggas to not be dickheads, first and foremost. Like, nigga, just because you care about somebody don't mean that you need to put yourself in position to be abused, you dickhead. Like, stop playing. Like, why What sense does that make? Like, do I be in this motherfucker slapping you around just cause, just off the strength, off nature? No, I don't be. So don't allow somebody to be talking to you crazy just off nature. Don't allow somebody to be disrespecting you just off nature. Don't allow somebody to be putting you off to the side, or putting you or throwing you, sweeping you under the rug, or keeping you behind them. If you can't be at a motherfucker's side at all times, then again, what we talking about? Right. You know what I mean? So I feel y'all, but at the same time, man, like that shit crazy, and I know where it comes from. But as a people, we got to get past that.
So at what point in your like talking stage, right, do you say, okay, this is someone I see future, or this is something I feel like I'm not even going to invest my time with? At what point, or how long do you take to divvy that up? Like, at what point?
In a situation like that, to be honest, I put like a loose time frame on it. You know what I mean? I don't be like, okay, by 90 days, I'm going to know this. Right. What I do is, I let it rock. I let the ether be the ether. I'm a spiritual nigga. I let the, I let the universe be the universe and shit. And I let shit rock. I don't force shit. I don't force nothing. I don't force conversation. I don't force interaction. I don't force intimacy. I don't force these things. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people who really know me know I don't even smile if I don't mean to. I don't laugh if shit ain't funny. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to how I'm interacting with somebody else, I don't force these things. So if these things come naturally, and also what's so paramount in a situation before you even get into a relationship, like if you can get to the point where you learn how to love yourself unconditionally, where you can learn how to be honest with yourself, where you can learn how to forgive yourself, where you can learn how to have an awareness of who it is you are, and an acceptance of who you are as a being in totality, 360 degrees all the way around, then that will streamline how you feel about somebody else. When you don't know how you feel about yourself, it's going to be very hard for you to make those feelings about somebody else clear. Right. You might know that you feel something, but those feelings, it may be blurry. It may not be high definition. You feel what I'm saying? You might not have a clear picture. You might not have a total vision of it. So that can cause confusion. And now you're just giving time to shit based off of how it is. You feel something, but you don't know exactly what it is. So I'm just going to keep on investing more and more and more and more time. Right. You know what I'm saying? You need to be able to have an awareness of how it's supposed to feel. An awareness of, who it is you are as an individual. And also an understanding of what it is that you're looking for and what it is you try and build towards as a person. And then, is whether or not that's complementary with the person that you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Is that complementary? Is that something that we can do? Is the timing right? You know what I'm saying? Are we both in a space where we can both entertain this shit? If we entertain it, will it be entertaining? You know what I'm saying? So once you can be an adult about this shit, you then certain shit comes into play. And so into just use that situation to underline what I was saying earlier. Like that is why a nigga like me that's why I'm not always in a relationship, because it's easy for me to know these things. So it's easy for me it's easy for me to have those harder conversations at this point, because I know I'm not about to let myself down. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not about to waste no woman time. I'm not about to not be transparent. Like I'm not a bitch ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not moving in a pussy type of way where I can't sit down with a woman and have a hard conversation. Where I can't sit down with a woman and be like, listen, I'm sexually attracted to you. I feel like we attracted to each other sexually. We have a sexual connection, but I don't want to risk the sexual connection because I know that I'm not willing to give you what it is that I know that you want. That you've told me that you needed, and what I can personally recognize, that you're expecting and you're waiting for. Right. I'm not gonna have you out here with your hand out, with your heart in your own hand, trying to give it to me, and leaving you hanging for years. Right. I'm not that type of nigga. Just because the pussy's good, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like, that right there is going to cause a lot of resentment. That's going to cause a lot of hatred. And realistically, that can end up also not just affecting you, but affecting the people that we deal with after. You know,
Yeah.
what about the nigga? Like you gotta free people. You gotta free people up sometime. You know, for the blessing that's down the road. You know what I'm saying? Like if I know as a man that I can't be a man to you the way you need a man to be a man to you, then I need to get the fuck out the way and let another man be that man to you.
I'm not
You feel me? I gotta do that.
That's the problem.
I can't be out here, you know, perpetrating the fraud, acting like I'm gonna be this nigga to you when I know I don't have no intention to be.
Well, that comes with like being a mature person and like also being mature and being selfless. Like a lot of people, men and women, are very selfish. Yeah. And a lot of people stay in situations that they don't necessarily want to be in because they don't want to see that person with somebody else.
Right.
And that be the sole reason. Like, I don't want that person to have you, so I'm going to continue to take and drain this situation as much as I can until, you know, I'm over it.
And that's what I was saying. Like, not a lot of men can honestly do that. You know what I mean? They feel like, okay, this woman, like, she's into me, like, maybe I'm into her too. And I may be confused about these feelings, right? Maybe I'm seeing you as somebody I see long term because I'm not really sure about what I got going on. So I'm just bringing you this space. But not a lot of men can be like, you know what? I'm not even gonna waste your time, sweetheart. Like, I'm gonna allow you to live your life, but like I like this. I like what we're doing, and we're gonna continue doing this. But that's it.
Yeah,
not a lot of men can actually like be like you said, and say that.
I think we kind of touched on this in another show where it comes with being open and honest from the gate.
From the gate.
You know, from the gate. Like, you cannot tell a girl that I'm going to give you the world when you really want to give her, like, Jamaica Avenue and expect her to be, like, okay with Jamaica Avenue because you told her you were. Now, if you're like, listen, I live on something, I could give you Jamaica and that's it.
Right.
You know, then she has that opportunity to be like, all right, I can take it or leave it.
And that's right? I feel like if like when people do that, you're negating like the whole situation. You're taking my options away, and that's what had me fucked up. Like, you're taking my options away. And mind you, if you would have told me that in the beginning, I might have been cool with Jamaica. I don't want the world.
Exactly.
I just want the block. Like, maybe that's it.
Yes,
you know?
yes.
But then you're taking the option away from me. Now I'm upset because you took that option away from me.
But then with a problem in that scenario comes in sometimes is like, if the man is saying, I could give you Jamaica, and you're like, all right, you're going to give me Jamaica right now, but I'm going to change his mind eventually. That's a whole nother, he told you what he's going to give you. So you cannot be mad down the line if that's what you're still getting.
Right.
Because that becomes a whole thing, and you're setting yourself up for failure. If you weren't really ready to accept everything that he's offering in that moment, and you're in your head like thinking you could change his mind, that's never going to work out for you.
Right.
I'm going to keep it real with y'all ladies. I would never promise a woman the world. Never. Because I'm a fucking man. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, by nature, by design, and by universal understanding of standard of self, I can't give you the fucking earth. That makes no sense. So, you know what I'm saying? I would be wary of motherfuckers that would promise you things that you know that they can't deliver. You know, I'm just as a nigga, I'm just not gonna say it. And as a woman, you know, I would just urge y'all not to hear it. Saying, because realistically speaking, nigga, like, even let's say that, you know what I'm saying, you on a quest to be omnipotent, nigga. Since you giving motherfuckers planets and celestial bodies now.
Wait, hold on for 1 second. Shay, how are we doing on time?
Oh shit, we got like 1 minute. So, you know what? Let's just end it here. We're going to come back on. All right? Come back on. Okay? All right. We'll be back, guys.